Welcome back to Rambling About Wrestling. This trial is set for one verdict.
One verdict!
Today it is time for State Your Case. There's a cool graphic that just went up on screen there that I'm totally going to make, guys. Each episode of State Your Case, I will preside over somebody who wants to state a case, an opinion about wrestling, and then you, the viewer, will be the jury. And in a poll at the end of the video, and in the comment section down below, you will decide if the case is truly justified or invalid. Valid or invalid. Steal a bit of Danny G content, as well as every other thing that I've stolen so far. Maybe I should be on trial. Anyway, today's guest, shockingly, it's Samuel J. Doherty.
Whoa, I've never been here before. Whoa. Hi, Jack. I got your letter in the post.
Yep, summons.
Court summons. So he hasn't told me why he's brought me to court today. Apparently I've done something bad. Apparently I'm a wrong'un.
Yes, unfortunately, that charge got dropped last night, so, but you're here now, you might as well state your case! Doing thumbnail faces.
Is this about the show where I state my case?
I think it might be.
Okay.
Context clues.
So my case is, I don't think Dec McCarthy has earned his Futureshock world title shot.
That's an opinion held by some, not many, not all, but it feels like we could possibly go either way here. So let's hear your opening statement as the prosecution.
So basically, you look at the previous shows, and in Manchester, especially for shows that are like separated into two parts, like double headers, you mainly get people doing, multiple matches a night, basically, and really putting in the effort. And the matches are different from each other. It's not just a copy and paste onto each show. But with Dec McCarthy, apart from that one time Steve Macklin turned up for a cup of coffee before going back to TNA, he hasn't really done that. All he's done is just lock people in submission holds for about the past 3 shows. Now, I've heard he had, a match with Gary McGuinness. But, so you did your job, pal. Doesn't mean you have stormed the division just because you did your job. Lily Winter has wrestled more times that I can remember in recent memories than Dec McCarthy. Why isn't Lily Winter challenging for the world title? Come on, man. Step your game up is all I'm saying. Put the grind in. Start grinding. I just think he's bitter because he knows he's not as good as Joey Hayes. I rest my case.
Bold words from Mr. Samuel J. Doherty. However, now we're going to hear from the prosecution.
So you're saying that I no longer deserve my title shot? No. I had to go to Joey Hayes directly, and he then challenged me. Finally, I get my title shot. Finally. But I've heard you talking about these open challenges. Why doesn't he just walk out? Do you think I haven't tried to? Do you think that this isn't already vetted beforehand? There is a list of names that gets passed to Futureshock for people who apply to this thing. And then they pick, management picks, who decide that Joey doesn't know who he's wrestling. But do you think somebody's got their music queued up, they're in their gear, they're just going to walk straight out, it's first come, first served? Catch yourselves on. No, my name's being put forward by myself, and I'm being told, no, there's something else for you. No, we don't have you against Joey. No, you're not in this title picture. So I had to go round the houses and do things directly. And this loss against Danny Hope, yeah, no, okay. I went in with the intention of winning that match, as I do with every single match that I have. But the fact is, Danny Hope is not the Futureshock heavyweight champion. Danny Hope was one half of the models, but currently does not have that title. I had a last man standing match against Gary McGuinness, a man who, for all his faults, and they are many, is a very hard man to put down. He keeps getting back up, and it took a lot from me to keep him down. So to eat a super kick, to eat a few things, why would I take the slightest chance of hurting myself to put myself in more harm in a last man standing match where I am maybe not 100%, and that's going to affect me against my title match against Joey? No. I have done everything this past year and beyond to earn this title shot, and no little scrub of a fan is going to try and argue me down against this. Do I make myself clear? Good.
So you've heard the opening statement of the defendant. Do you have a rebuttal?
Yeah. First of all, I personally think that he's just making excuses. That's all I'm hearing. Because you got to think about it. You think about the list of opponents Joey Hayes has had for these open challenges. It's clear that there's a vision. Because for these open challenges, it's always been, the young guns. It's not been, people of Joey's generation. They're trying to see if the best of the future of Futureshock can go against the best of the past of Futureshock. You know what I mean? Like, catch on, man. Read the room. You can clearly see what they're trying to do. And, you say, like, oh, we have other plans, we have other things. You go and make the other plans by bigging yourself up to people, getting them, angry with you. And then, they want to fight you. You can't blame management if people are coming asking you for a fight when you rile them up in the first place asking for a fight, man. And, you're running this performance center. You're training the young kids to think just like you and think that they have to, get catered for no matter what they say. You think you can run around talking all this talk and think not to get any comeuppance for it? Like, come on, man, see the signs. Open up your eyes. What do you see? You see you not getting the title shot, that's for sure. And the last thing I'll say, I resent the fact of you calling me a scrub. Because I tell you what, if anything, you're a scrub. And a scrub is a guy who can get no love from me. Now rest my case.
I'd now like to enter into evidence. A tweet made on popular social media platform X, the Everything app, at 3:07 p.m. on November 3rd, 2025. The tweet reads, "Only when your ma," short for mother, "is fully booked," and is in response to a quote from Mr. Samuel, our prosecutor for the evening. "Bringing up masters in a debate? Does that make you a master debater?" Also made on November 3rd. This proves that Samuel is not only a unreliable prosecutor because he already holds a grievance against the defendant, but also that he's not very funny.
I think.
And now, as the court usher as well for some reason, but I've not got my posh accent on. Do you have a rebuttal for this?
He didn't say he wasn't.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I if my mother was insulted, I probably would have lent more towards defending my mum's honour, but fair enough. Disgraceful. I would now like to enter in a second piece of evidence, in which to prove you are a biased prosecutor, in a tweet made on the 9th of November.
Your Honour, he can't read.
My literacy is not your issue. A image was posted, write a horror story using only 3 words. To which Mr. Doherty responded, McCarthy Futureshock champion. This once again proves he is not a unbiased prosecutor and should be thrown out.
It ain't even grammatically correct to be a sentence. Second of all, McCarthy, he looks like... You'd be scared if you saw him walking down an alley. It looks like he's just popped out of a bin. I have evidence sent her into court now. Okay, so if you look at this screenshot, can I please have the court read it out for me?
Dec McCarthy at 2:42 p.m. on X the Everything app on November 11th, 2025, responded with a quote tweet to a tweet. Real unity. I remember 5 of y'all trying to jump one man at the start of the month, and y'all failed. Crying emoji, pointing emoji, crying emoji, pointing emoji, crying emoji, pointing emoji. Declan responded with, failed? I have my long overdue Futureshock championship match in December because of that. Speaking of remembering, aren't you meant to be bald, you lying fraud? This is a factual statement by Mr. McCarthy, which proves once again he
ain't bald.
He is a legitimate man of his word, as AJ is also a fraud due to the lying that he would shave his head should he lose to Mr. Scotty Rourke at the Atomic Pro Wrestling show just months ago.
No, so he's a liar, right? Because what they're speaking of, that wasn't when he got his match. That wasn't the reason he got his match. He got his match because he was taking up all the room on the staircase while Slam was wrestling, right? That's when he got his match. He didn't get his match just because he wrote in Sharpie on a ring mat. Like, he is unreliable. Your Honor, can I call you G? I would like to enter this piece of evidence into the courtroom. So this was... Can you please read it out, please?
Oh, I'm reading it again. I'm not on the stand again, am I?
That's your job! Bro.
I'm the prosecution lawyer, you fool!
Yeah, that's your job.
Or is the judge reading this out? I'm unsure as to the shenanigans that are ensuing.
You're being made redundant.
Oh no. So, Declan McCarthy, at 1:43 p.m, November 12th, 2025, responded to a match announcement where he would be working the first show as a warm-up match against Danny Hope with, oh, and also Samuel J. Doherty. Happy now? I'm scared of nothing. Referencing a tweet made by Mr. Doherty on the 11th, at 11:17 on the 3rd of November 2025 with only 301 views, which is a lot less than most people would get.
You say that, but in the screenshot he only has 103.
But with the power of editing I shall change that.
No, I'm not crazy. So basically, this is just a lie. Because he didn't even try with Danny Hope. He forfeited. So he didn't work 2 matches a night. He proved me right. And he knew that he could do that because I wasn't there. I was in attendance. So, and I learned it when I watched the match. I went on the computer and the computer said that he forfeited.
He didn't forfeit, though. He did technically work the second match. He just didn't... He gave up after a while. Now, Samuel, you've entered some things yourself, but I would like to enter one more thing again. You tweeted, I think you're Gary beginning to like them. Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. This is my time. I think you're Gary beginning to like them. To which Mr. McCarthy responded, "This hurt my brain more than trying to understand a AJ tweet," which is for the unaware, an AJ tweet is rambling nonsense, usually not coherent, and usually involving some form of sonic and or reaction image. As evidenced in my previous statement, the next piece of evidence I would like to enter is Najay with a reaction image to the tweet priorly mentioned. However, the interesting part of this is Samuel makes a very interesting declaration. He says, "Just shows we're living in McCarthy's head rent-free." Now, Samuel, I'm admitting in this court right now that you have been illegally living in somebody else's property rent-free for how long?
If the truth is, like, you know, it's clear, like, he could be spending time in the gym getting ready for this title match, but he's on Twitter talking to me. You're blind.
I believe that is all my evidence. So, unless you have evidence to present yourself, I believe we can adjourn for the jury to make their decision.
Yeah. Final statement. McCarthy should just shut the fuck up.
Wow, that was a powerful closing argument. The court now officially adjourns for you to make your decision in the comment section down below. Goodbye.